Have you ever wondered why a perfume smells different after some time has passed? That's not random. Welcome to Fragrance 101, and we're going to be talking about fragrance notes. Fragrance notes are basically the individual ingredients that make up a fragrance, but they don't all show up at once. There's actually layers to it. There's the top, the middle, and the base. The middle is sometimes called the heart, and the base is also known as the dry down, and that's usually what lingers after the scent has settled. The top notes give you the first impression of the fragrance, so that's usually what you smell first. And because you smell it first, they're also the first ones to fade quickly. Then the middle starts to set in, and that's where the personality and the soul of the fragrance really starts to shine through. And that's exactly why it's called the heart. Last but not least is the base, or the dry down, and that's usually what lingers. So you'll smell it for hours later. It's actually funny that these are called fragrance notes because the first thing I immediately thought of once I started learning more about it was like music notes. Of course, an individual note by itself, it has meaning, but it's not until you give it some structure and layer it with other things that you then get like the full song. So it's the same with fragrances. Each fragrance note matters individually, but it's the way that it's structured and blended that creates a very unique experience. So you can have two fragrances with the exact same fragrance notes, but if, one note is in the top on one and then it's actually in the middle for the other, that completely changes what the experience will be like. So if you're starting your fragrance journey or looking for new fragrances to add to your collection, definitely pay attention to the fragrance notes because that's going to tell you exactly what you're going to experience. But also remember to not just judge a fragrance based on the first impression. Now that we know what top notes are, we know that that first impression is going to fade quickly and then there's more to experience with the scent. So definitely make sure you're giving it some time so that you can truly experience the full fragrance, not just that first impression. And, well, yes, the saying goes that the first impression really matters or whatever it is. But with fragrances, you actually want to get to that dry down point to really know if you like a fragrance or not. So I highly recommend trying it out, giving it a few tries first before you say I like this or I don't. Now that we understand what fragrance notes are and how it all plays together in the fragrance experience.